Hi and welcome to ECCB Connects. This is a production of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank designed to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. On this final episode of the season, we share with you a discussion on how banks are using technology to transform traditional financial services to provide you with better customer experience. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
We are at the end of season 26 of ECCB Connects. We hope that the information shared with you during the season has helped to place you on a better financial path.
While we are on break, we encourage you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms.
We will be back in the new year with more informative and interesting programs highlighting who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. Best wishes for a wonderful holiday season.
Thanks for staying connected. How are commercial banks in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union using technology to provide better banking services to you? Are they creating a space for digital banking? These and other issues were discussed at the recent annual conference for licensed financial institutions held at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. In this program, we bring you excerpts of a discussion on the topic, Digital Banking in Small Open Economies. Bank examiner at the ECCB, Shemaya Francois, facilitated the session where Managing Director of the Bank of St. Lucia Limited, Rolf Phillips, and Managing Director of CIBC Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Donna Wellington, talk about their respective institutions' experience with digital banking.
For some time now, the financial sector has been engaged in a digital push. The way people interact with their financial institutions has changed and continues to change. Now, there are about 3 people that I know of who would have moved to the United Kingdom within the last 2 years. They would have opened bank accounts, they engaged with banking services, and even if their life depended on it, they couldn't tell you what paint was on their nearest branch. To be fair to them, they probably don't even know the location of their nearest branch. There's now even a class of institutions called digital banks that have no physical presence. They're popping up across different jurisdictions and may even appear in our own jurisdiction here. Let's talk about our space. Donna, you're first up. Let us know, what does digital banking mean to you? What does it mean to your organization? And what have you done to foster your organization's transition up to this point?
Thank you so much, and thanks to the ECCB for this opportunity. Our bank has been on this journey since 2016 in earnest, and we really are very passionate about the digital transformation of our spaces. It means efficiency to us. It means, as the governor mentioned, 24-hour service for our clients and the ability to self-serve. Since 2016, we've started to really create a lot of self-serving applications. And I know what people are going to think immediately is, oh boy, they're a big Canadian bank, they're getting all this stuff from Canada. But I want to assure you that all of this stuff that we have been doing is done by Caribbean people in the Caribbean. And so it is not coming from Canada. Actually, what happens is when we go to Canada and we share, they're like, how can we do that? And so we are actually a trailblazer for CIBC parent. So what have we been doing? One of the things that we've done is we've edited our app to allow for our online banking platform to show daily money management tips and tricks, and actually money monitors, so that when you go on, you can either get insights or you can get a very quick view even before you even sign on as to what your balance, your general balance is. One of the things we're extremely proud of is our digital client onboarding, which we are now doing both for personal as well as corporate customers. And so what that means is that from the comfort of your home, you can start to open accounts, very similar to what you've been talking about happens in the UK. I will speak to the constraints that we have in that regard, and it has very much to do with the lack of digital ID in the region. But we do have some really good spots like Jamaica, who has eGov opportunities, or they actually plugged into eGov. And digital client onboarding in those spaces are seamless just because of that connection. We also have innovations in peer-to-peer payments, and what we really wish, not just in the ECCU, but also across the region, is that we had more people to play with. It's one thing when you're just, your customers are transferring to your other customers using a cell phone number, an email address, or a QR code. But what would be the transformative power of being able to do that across all banks? That's what we really want, and that goes for everything. So we are really advocating for that sort of innovation wherever we can see it, and we want to help there. As I mentioned, First Insights allows us to do personalized budgeting and give people insights into their banking from our app. And then when it comes to just regular customer service issues and irritants, what we've done is for stolen or missing cards, we've allowed for card security controls, freeze your card, and making sure that we monitor international transactions or whatever. You can turn on and turn off certain things and block things to allow for security of your card. And I would say one of our marquee things that we've done, especially in the last 4 to 5 years, is in-house in the Caribbean, across the region here between Barbados and Jamaica and our team members in technology. We did a prototype which has become spectacular for us, and it's self-serve loans. So not only are we doing account opening, but now we're able to allow persons to get a loan. And the first wave is consumer loans. And those loans are disbursed in 10 minutes to your phone, from your phone to your account in 10 minutes, self-serve. What is the key thing for that is credit bureau connection. So right now, we have to push it based on our insights on our client base. But what we really want is to be able to do that with the wider public because of the connection to credit bureaus and the ability to get that sort of information to allow us to make those decisions on the clients to whom we can push these opportunities using our credit bureau functionality. So we look forward to really plugging into the credit bureaus in the ECCU to be able to do that. But it is available in the ECCU at this time, but it is on a push basis rather than just open to all. So one of the other things I want to mention very quickly here, given the regulatory, is personal and corporate digital client onboarding. As I mentioned, we're trying to simplify the onboarding process, allow people not to go into the branches, reduce time in the branches, and I want to say that we are very proud of that digital transformation award that we got last night. And one of the reasons we do is I want to give an example in Antigua, where we only now have one branch because of its size. We actually only have 2 tellers for the whole of Antigua, and we do not have complaints by the ECCB for customer service. That is because we have migrated all but 2% of all of our over-the-counter transactions to digital. And so we do not need tellers on the front anymore. And whilst you think that is only in Antigua because of the one branch, in Barbados we have 2% over-the-counter transactions. In St. Lucia, we have 3 tellers because of their wide expanse. We have only 3 branches, and we have 3 tellers in one and 2 tellers in the other, and 1 branch with no tellers at all. And so we're able to do that because of the ability for our clients to self-serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donnie. Ralph, what does digital banking mean to you and your organization?
We are coming at this from a a slightly further behind place than CIBC First Caribbean, and I'm sure most of the indigenous banks in the room can connect to exactly where Bank of St. Lucia has been. We have, over the many years, had significant investment in digital technologies, ATMs, online banking services. But what we did not have was a place where those services could be supported and customer service could be managed across the interface, across those interfaces. So we got our board support to launch our first digital branch in 2022 during COVID, out of necessity in the first instance, and then certainly as an innovative initiative for the bank. And similar to CIBC, the services there include support for all our online service and sales and customer onboarding for both retail and small business customers. We are not yet doing customer onboarding for corporate, and we're also doing onboarding for loans. And this is just over 2 years. I have some stats here that I'm going to show you in terms of what we've been able to achieve across Bank of St. Lucia. We have seen a surge in online adoption as a result of this digital branch. We've seen a surge in the number of accounts open online, a surge in the number of loans open online. In 2 years, the digital branch is now opening 12% of all. We're now opening 12% of all loans across all of our 5 or 6 branches online. And credit card acquisition is also part of the services that we offer the digital branch. And credit card acquisition has continued to increase, and most of those, a good portion of those applications are coming in online. The transaction volumes by channel, we are not at all close to the numbers that CIBC is seeing, but in our case, if we look back at 2019, for example, we had 123% more transactions being performed in the branches than we had online. And since we've implemented a full-scale, full-service digital branch to support all of our services, in November 2024, we flipped the script, and we're now doing 130% more transactions electronically than we do physically in the branch, which is quite a significant achievement. And we certainly expect that will continue to grow as you see the trajectory across all of the period that we've been operating with this full-service digital branch. But it would be remiss of me to make this look like if in 2 years this is easy, because as indigenous banks with single island operations and small resources, there's a lot of effort that goes into this, and quite a lot of continual hurdles that we have to overcome, as pointed out, some of them as pointed out by the governor. And for us, while we've made a lot of progress, our end-to-end system integration is still incomplete. So at the back end of some of these processes, we still have to have manual intervention to complete customer-facing procedures. Like, for example, electronic funds transfer still requires a manual upload into the clearinghouse to enable the transaction to happen. It is still not straight through. Integration between systems is also incomplete, and this is impacting ease of transfer of data between systems and the collation of customer data, which will be really important when we overcome that obstacle.
And now for this week's financial tip.
Sale, big sale. Before you go shopping, review your monthly budget to ensure you can really afford to buy the item. If you can't afford it in cash twice, maybe you shouldn't buy it.
Here's where we end this episode of ECCB Connects. Thank you for watching. We hope that you found the discussion to be quite informative. While we're on break, be sure to stay connected with us on our social media platforms. Until next time, we extend best wishes to you for a wonderful holiday season.